Hello and welcome to my channel. Today's video we are going to be making this little Grinch. He is 100% no-sew, which means we are going to start off by making the little arms, and then we're going to make the legs, and then we're going to move on to the top of the head, work our way down, attach the arms, do the body, we'll add the eyes, attach the legs, and then we'll stuff him and clothes. And then you will have to do a little bit of embroidery on the face, and then it's up to you if you want to leave him plain or add all the little fuzzy trim. For this video, I will be using a number 4 medium weight yarn, a 4.25 millimeter hook, and 18 millimeter safety eyes that are clear, and I have painted yellow. This is a crochet along, so I will be doing every stitch with you, and I am also providing a drop down at the top of the screen with the pattern instructions for the first 30 seconds of every row for you to follow along with. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button and click that bell. Not only does that help me out, but you will be notified every time I load a new video, as well as any likes, shares, and comments are always appreciated. Okay, I think that's everything. So grab your yarn and let's get started. Okay, we are going to begin with the arms, and you can start any way you prefer as long as you have the same amount of stitches in row 1. I'll be making a knot with a loop on the end as if I was making a chain. Insert my hook, grab my yarn, chain 1, and remember that does not count as a stitch. That just attaches our yarn to our loop, and for row 1 we're going to do 6 single crochets into the loop over top of the tail. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then give that tail a pull to close up that hole if you need to. Grab a stitch marker if you're using one, and for row 2 we are going to do 6 increases, so that's 2 single crochets in every stitch all the way around for a total of 12. So increase 1 and 2, increase 3 and 4, increase 5 and 6, increase 7 and 8, increase 9 and 10, and our last increase 11 and 12. Row 3 we are going to do 2 single crochets, 1 increase, repeat that all the way around for a total of 16. So 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets, and an increase for 3 and 4. And repeat that around. 5, 6, increase 7 and 8, 9, 10, increase 11 and 12, 13, 14, and our last increase 15 and 16. Row 4, we are going to do 16 single crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Row 5, 16 single crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Row 6, 16 single crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We are going to start off with a double crochet cluster of 4, and then we're going to do 15 single crochets all the way around for a total of 16. Now for your double crochet cluster of 4, you're going to yarn over, go into that next stitch, grab your yarn and pull up, grab your yarn and go through the first 2 loops on your hook. So that's 1, yarn over in that same stitch, grab your yarn and pull up, grab your yarn and go through the first 2 loops on your hook. That's 2, yarn over in that same stitch, grab your yarn and pull up, grab your yarn and go through the first 2 loops on your hook. That's 3, yarn over in that same stitch, grab your yarn and pull up, grab your yarn and go through the first 2 loops on your hook. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're going to grab your yarn and go through all the loops on your hook. And there's your little cluster of 4. And now we have 15 single crochets to go around, but I'm going to count this as 1 and my first single crochet as 2. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Row 8, we are going to do 2 single crochets and 1 decrease. Repeat that all the way around for a total of 12. So 1, 2, and a decrease for 3, and repeat that around. 4, 5, decrease for 6, 7, 8, decrease for 9, 10, 11, and our last decrease for 12. Row 9, we're going to do 1 single crochet, 1 decrease, repeat that around for a total of 8. So 1 single crochet for 1 and a decrease for 2. 3, decrease for 4, 5, decrease for 6, 7, and our last decrease for 8. Rows 10 to 18 are just going to be 8 single crochets all the way around, and I'm going to do those consecutively. So that's 9 rows of 8. 8 times 9 is 72. So I'm going to do 72 single crochets and then just flip my marker every time I hit a set of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Flip my marker, but keep on counting. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Flip your marker, keep on counting. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Flip your marker, keep on counting. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Flip your marker, keep on counting. 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Flip your marker, keep on counting. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48. Flip your marker, keep on counting. 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56. Flip your marker, keep on counting. 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, oopsie, 63, 64. Flip your marker, keep on counting. 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72. And now we're going to add some stuffing, so get that ready. So you're going to want to grab about a handful, and you're going to split that so you have about 3/4 in one hand and about 1/4 in the other. And we're going to put the larger amount down into the hand part. So if you have a bit of a trouble stuffing the littler parts, grab your scissors and that should poke down fairly easily. And what you want to do is kind of have like a bit of a roundness to the hand. Then you're going to take that other little part and you want to evenly but lightly stuff the arm. You don't want them to stick out from the body. So I just have that lightly stuffed so you can see this is nice and round, and then this I can squeeze quite flat. And then you're going to reinsert your hook. And you're going to go into the next stitch. And then you're going to go over into the last stitch on the other side. And we are going to do 3 single crochets across to close that up. So 1, make sure you're going through both the front and the back of the arm, 2, and 3. And then you can tie that off, and even though we are not sewing these on, you will want to leave a little bit of a tail because I do something with the strings at the end. So if you have just finished your first arm, I will put a screenshot in the next frame with a timestamp so you can go back and do your second arm. And if you are done your second arm, keep on watching and we will continue on to the next part. All right, now we're going to do the leg, and again, you can begin any way you prefer as long as you have the same amount of stitches in row 1. I'll be making my knot with the loop on the end. So if I was making a chain, insert my hook, grab my yarn, pull up, chain 1. Remember, that does not count as a stitch. That just attaches our yarn to our loop. And for row 1, we're going to do 6 single crochets into the loop over top of our tail. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then pull that tail if you need to close that hole. Grab a stitch marker if you're using one, and for row 2 we're going to do 6 increases, so that's 2 single crochets in every stitch all the way around for a total of 12. So increase 1 and 2, increase 3 and 4, increase 5 and 6, increase 7 and 8, increase 9 and 10, and our last increase 11, and 12. Row 3, we are going to do 1 single crochet, 1 increase, repeat that all the way around for a total of 18. So 1, increase, 2 and 3, and repeat that around. 4, increase, 5 and 6, 7, increase, 8 and 9, 10, increase, 11 and 12, 13, increase, 14 and 15, 16, and our last increase, 17 and 18. Row 4, we are going to do 2 single crochets, 1 increase, repeat that all the way around for a total of 24. 1, 2, increase, 3 and 4, and repeat that around. 5, 6, increase, 7 and 8. 9, 10, increase, 11 and 12, 13, 14, increase, 15 and 16, 17, 18, increase, 19 and 20, 21, 22, and our last increase, 23 and 24. Row 5, we're going to add the toes, and I'm going to break this row up so I'll have it across the top as we're going through it. So we're going to start row 5 with 8 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we're going to start the toes, and for the toes we're going to do a double crochet cluster of 4 and a single crochet for each toe, and we're going to do that 4 times. So our double crochet cluster, just like we did the thumb, yarn over in the next stitch, grab your yarn, pull up, grab your yarn, go through the first 2 loops, and we need 4 of those. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then grab your yarn and go through all the loops on the hook, and then do 1 single crochet in the next stitch. So that's our first toe. Now we're going to repeat that double crochet cluster of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then slip stitch in the next stitch. So that's 2 toes. Repeat that again. Double crochet cluster of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then single crochet in the next stitch. Remember, you may have to push these toes out with your finger as you're going through. So we have 3, we need 1 more. Double crochet cluster of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a single crochet in the next stitch. So there's our 4 toes, and now we should have 8 single crochets to finish off the row for a total of 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Row 6, we are just going to do 24 single crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Row 7, 24 single crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24.
Row 8.
I'll be doing some invisible decreases, so I'm going to break this row up 2 across the top. We are going to start with 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now we're going to do 6 invisible decreases. So if you've never done them before, you're going to grab the front loops of the next 2 stitches. So you're going to come down under and up through the V, grabbing the front loop of that stitch and the front loop of the next stitch. So you've got 2 front loops on your hook. You're going to grab your yarn and pull through those 2 loops. Then you're going to grab your yarn and pull through the last 2 loops. So there's your first invisible decrease. I'll go slow for the next one and then I'll speed up. So invisible decrease, front loop, grab your yarn, pull through those 2 loops, grab your yarn and pull through the last 2 loops. So that's 2, invisible decrease, that's 3, invisible decrease, that's 4, invisible decrease, that's 5, invisible decrease, that's 6. And now we should have 6 single crochets left for a total of 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Row 9. I'm going to start off with 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to do 6 invisible decrease. And remember, front loop, front loop. That's 1 invisible decrease. That's 2 invisible decrease. That's 3 invisible decrease. That's 4 invisible decrease. That's 5 invisible decrease. That's 6. And then we should have 3 single crochets left. 1, 2, 3, for a total of 12. Row 10 to 17. Just going to be 12 single crochets all the way around, and again I'm going to do those consecutively. So that's 8 rows of 12. 8 times 12 is 96. So I'm going to do 96 single crochets and flip my marker every time I hit a set of 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, flipping my marker, but keep on counting. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, flip your marker, keep on counting, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, flip your marker, keep on counting, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, flip your marker, keep on counting, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, flip your marker, keep on counting, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72. Flip your marker, keep on counting. 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84. Flip your marker, keep on counting. 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96. Now we're going to stuff our legs, so you can take your stitch marker out and get your stuffing ready. Alright, so you're going to grab about 2 handfuls of stuffing, split the first one in half, and we're going to stick that down. Make sure you find your toes. We're going to stick that down up into where the toes are. So what I like to do is, once I have it down in the bottom of the foot and I keep it against my palm of my hand to kind of keep the bottom flat, I'm going to kind of scoop it up into the toes. So I want that stuffing to all be up in the front of the foot, but be careful you're not stretching these stitches where you decreased. Then take the other half of that ball of stuffing, and this time you want to put it down into the bottom half of the foot. Again, keep your palm against that foot to keep it flat. And if you're happy with the shape and the size of it as it is, you're going to grab your next batch of stuffing and you're just going to slowly fill up the top of the leg. You can have it on the firmer side, but you want to make sure that when you're at the very top, there's no stuffing, so you can pinch it down so when he sits, his legs don't push his little tummy backwards. So I think I'm going to add a little bit more. So if you have the last 2 rows kind of empty, that should be good. So just like this. So about right here is where I'm stuffed to. And then we're going to close this up. So get your hook back in. And just like we did the arms, you're going to go in the next stitch and then the last stitch on the other side, and we're going to put 6 single crochets, but we're going to do 2 single crochets, an increase, and then 2 single crochets to total 6. So 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets, an increase for 3 and 4, and make sure you're going through both sides. Single crochet, 5, single crochet, 6. And then you're just going to tie that off, leaving a little bit of a tail. Again, we're not sewing these on, but we are going to tie them on the inside just for a little bit of stability. So if you have just finished your first leg, I am going to put a screenshot with a timestamp in the next frame so you can go back and do your second leg. And if you have done your second leg, just keep on watching and we will continue on to the next part. All right, now we're going to start at the top of the head, and again, you can begin any way you prefer as long as you have the same amount of stitches in row 1. I'm going to be making a knot with a loop on the end as if I was making a chain. Insert my hook, grab my yarn, pull up, and chain 1. And remember, that does not count as a stitch. That just attaches our yarn to our loop. And for row 1, we're going to do 6 single crochets into the loop over top of the tail. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then pull that tail if you need to close up that hole. Grab a stitch marker if you're using one, and for row 2 we're going to do 6 increases, so that's 2 single crochets in every stitch all the way around. So increase 1 and 2, increase 3 and 4, increase 5 and 6, increase 7 and 8, increase 9 and 10, and our last increase 11 and 12. Row 3, we're going to do 1 single crochet, 1 increase, repeat that all the way around for a total of 18. 1, increase, 2 and 3, and repeat that around. 4, increase, 5 and 6, 7, increase, 8 and 9, 10, increase, 11 and 12, 13, increase, 14 and 15, 16, and our last increase, 17 and 18. Row 4, we are going to do 2 single crochets, 1 increase, repeat that all the way around for a total of 24. 1, 2, increase, 3 and 4, and then repeat that around. 5, 6, increase, 7 and 8, 9, 10, increase, 11 and 12, 13, 14, increase, 15 and 16, 17, 18, increase, 19 and 20, 21, 22, and our last increase, 23 and 24. Row 5, we are going to do 3 single crochets, 1 increase, repeat that all the way around for a total of 30. 1, 2, 3, increase, 4 and 5, and repeat that around. 6, 7, 8, increase, 9 and 10, 11, 12, 13, increase, 14 and 15, 16, 17, 18, increase, 19 and 20, 21, 22, 23, increase, 24 and 25, 26, 27, 28, and our last increase, 29 and 30. Row 6, we are going to do 30 single crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Row 7, 30 single crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Row 8, 30 single crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Row 9, 30 single crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Row 10, 30 single crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Row 11, 30 single crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Row 12, 30 single crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Row 13, we are going to start with 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we are going to do 6 increases. So 1 increase, 2 increases, 3 increases, 4 increases, 5 increases, and 6 increases. Now we're going to do 9 single crochets across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now we're going to do 6 increases. 1 increase, 2 increases, 3 increases, 4 increases, 5 increases, and 6 increases. And then we should have 5 single crochets left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Row 14, we're going to start with 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're going to do 1 single crochet, 1 increase, and repeat that 6 times. So 1 single crochet, 1 increase. That's once. Single crochet, increase. That's 2 times. Single crochet, increase. That's 3 times. Single crochet, increase. That's 4 times. Single crochet, increase. That's 5 times. Single crochet, increase. That's 6 times. And now we're going to do 9 single crochets across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now we're going to do 1 single crochet, 1 increase, and repeat that 6 times. So single crochet, increase. That's once. Single crochet, increase. That's twice. Single crochet, increase. That's 3 times. Single crochet, increase. That's 4 times. Single crochet, increase. That's 5 times. Single crochet, increase. That's 6 times. And then we should have 5 single crochets left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. going to look a little ridiculous, but I promise you it's going to work out. Row 15, we are going to do 54 single crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. Row 16, 54 single crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, oh my goodness, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. Row 17, 54 single crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. Row 18, 54 single crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. Row 19, we are going to do 7 single crochets, 1 decrease, repeat that all the way around for a total of 48. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and a decrease for 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and a decrease for 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and a decrease for 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, whoopsie, 30, 31, and a decrease for 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and a decrease for 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, and a decrease for 48. Row 20, we are going to do 6 single crochets, 1 decrease. Repeat that all the way around for a total of 42. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a decrease for 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and a decrease for 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and a decrease for 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, and a decrease for 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, and a decrease for 35, whoopsie, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, and a decrease for 42. Row 21, we are going to do 5 single crochets, 1 decrease. Repeat that all the way around for a total of 36. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a decrease for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and a decrease for 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and a decrease for 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and a decrease for 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and a decrease for 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, and a decrease for 36. Row 22, we are going to do 4 single crochets, a 1 decrease. Repeat that all the way around for a total of 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a decrease for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and a decrease for 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and a decrease for 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and a decrease for 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and a decrease for 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and a decrease for 30. Row 23, we are going to do 3 single crochets, 1 decrease. Repeat that all the way around for a total of 24. 1, 2, 3, and a decrease for 4, 5, 6, 7, and a decrease for 8, 9, 10, 11, and a decrease for 12, 13, 14, 15, and a decrease for 16, 17, 18, 19, and a decrease for 20, 21, 22, 23, and a decrease for 24. Row 24, we are going to do 2 single crochets, 1 decrease, repeat that around for a total of 18. 1, 2, and a decrease for 3, 4, 5, and a decrease for 6, 7, 8, and a decrease for 9, 10, 11, and a decrease for 12, 13, 14, and a decrease for 15, 16, 17, and a decrease for 18. Oopsie. All right, now we're gonna add our arms. So if you want to grab those and get those ready. Okay, row 25, we are going to start with 5 single crochets. And if you're left-handed, you may be doing this row backwards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now grab your first arm, and remembering that where your stitch marker is the back, you want your strings and your thumb to face the front. And we are going to put 3 single crochets through the arm and through the head. So that's 1 through the arm, through the head, that's 2 through the arm, and through the head, that's 3. And then we're going to do 6 single crochets across the front. Make sure you're in the next stitch and not the same one, because it's very easy to go in that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now grab your other arm, and again, remember this is the back, this is the front. You want your strings and your thumbs facing the front, and we're going to do 3 single crochets through the arm and through the next stitch of the head. One, through the arm and through the head, 2, through the arm, through the head, 3. And then you should have 1 single crochet left to finish off the row. Okay. Row 26, we are going to do 2 single crochets, 1 increase, repeat that all the way around for a total of 24. So 1, 2, and an increase, 3 and 4, 5, 6, increase, 7 and 8. And when you get to these strings, make sure they stay on the outside. You don't want to go over them because we'll need them for later. 9, 10, increase, 11, and 12, 13, 14, increase, 15 and 16, 17, 18, increase, 19 and 20, 21, 22, increase, 23, and 24. Row 27, we are going to do 24 single crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Row 28, we are going to do 3 single crochets, 1 increase, repeat that all the way around for a total of 30. 1, 2, 3, and an increase, 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8, increase, 9 and 10, 11, 12, whoopsie, 13, increase, 14 and 15, 16, 17, 18, increase, 19 and 20, 21, 22, 23, increase, 24 and 25, 26, 27, 28, increase, 29 and 30. Row 29, we are going to do 30 single crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Row 30, we are going to do 4 single crochets, 1 increase, repeat that all the way around for a total of 36. 1, 2, 3, whoops, 4, and an increase, 5 and 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, and an increase, 11, and 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, and an increase, 17 and 18. 19, 20, 21, 22, and an increase, 23 and 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, and an increase, 29 and 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, and an increase, 35 and 36. Row 31, we are going to do 36 single crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Row 32, 36 single crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Row 33, 36 single crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Row 34, 36 single crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Row 35, 36 single crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Row 36, 36 single crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Row 37, 36 single crochets all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Row 38, we are going to do 4 single crochets and 1 decrease. Repeat that all the way around for a total of 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a decrease for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and a decrease for 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and a decrease for 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and a decrease for 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and a decrease for 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and a decrease for 30. Okay, now we're going to add the eyes. So what you want to do is make sure, first of all, you're in the front. You're just going to flatten out the head, kind of using the arms as your center. I'm going to grab my pins. Now you're going to use this first starting loop as your row 1, and we're going to count down 13 rows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then we're going to go right in between rows 13 and 14. Just kind of see where you are at. I think I might be pretty close to centered right now. So I'm going to try that. So if you're happy with where your center is, you're going to grab your eyes. And we're going to count over 4 holes from where our pin is. So our pin's right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to go in that 4th hole. And then we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So that's where our pin was. 1, 2, 3, 4. And in that 4th hole. My eyes don't want to go through there. Then you're just going to have a look. If they feel like they're centered to you, I actually think this one needs to come over a bit. I'm going to come one over. There, I think I'm happy with that. And you're going to flip your guy inside out, just his body. You're going to put your finger on the top of his eye and you're going to push that down and up into the neck, which will make it a lot easier for you to put the back on. So we'll put the back on. Give it a squeeze. Try and get as far as you can with that. There. Then you're going to do the same thing with the other side. Put your finger on the eye, flip it down up through the neck, and grab your back. And then we'll squeeze that one on. And then while we have him like this, we might as well add some stuffing. So grab your stuffing. And what you want to do, a lot of this guy is how you stuff him. We did the shaping in the cheeks, but we are going to have to kind of manipulate our stuffing a little bit as we're shaping his head. So you want to get quite a bit up into this top little puff of his head here. And then once you feel like you've got a fair amount in there, you're going to start putting it in his cheeks. So I'm fairly firmly stuffed right about to his eyes. So now I'm going to start sticking it down and around into the cheeks. Just be careful of the neck. You don't want to stretch those stitches in the neck. And you're just going to push them into the corners. I'm going to do the other side. And start having a look. There's not any hardly stuffing in here. It's very soft. So you want to make sure you get some in there too. You do want it fairly firm. So just kind of manipulate it around. Use your fingers in there. I'm going to put just a tad bit more in. See, I am starting to stretch these stitches a bit, so you got to be very careful there. Maybe I'll try and put it in the back side a bit. There, that's pretty close, I think, to how we want it. Now, I'm not going to stuff the body of mine till I'm almost at the closing point. But if you need to, you'll want to stuff as you go. We're going to add our legs now, so grab your legs. All right, I'm just going to show you how to make sure your legs are on the front. So what you want to do is fold your guy so he's flat, again using the eyes and the arms to get your center. And what you want to have, this is 30 stitches around, so you want to have 15 in the front and 15 in the back. Don't worry about the back as long as you have 15 in the front. And if you folded it right, you may be doing this backwards if you're left-handed again. What you're going to do is you're going to start on the side and you're going to count 15 stitches over to where your first leg starts, because we'll be crocheting like this. So our first leg is going to start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So you'll put that in that 15th stitch. I'm just going to thread a little piece of yarn in to mark that. Then let's get our hook back in. So the reason I'm showing you to do it this way is because our stitches might not be the same. This first guy I did, I had 11 stitches on the back, and this one, I think I have 13 stitches on the back. So this way, we just make sure our legs are in the front no matter what our stitch count is. So we're going to start going until we hit this marker we just put in. So single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And whatever we have left over from 15 on this side is what we will end up on this side when we're done attaching our legs. Well, let's take our marker out. That's where our first stitch into our leg is going to go. Grab your leg, and you want to make sure the toes are facing the body. And we're going to do 6 single crochets through the leg and through the body. So that's 1 through the leg, through the body. That's 2 through the leg, through the body. That's 3 through the leg, through the body. That's 4 through the leg, through the body. That's 5 through the leg and through the body. That's 6. And then you're going to flip that string to the inside. And now we're going to do 3 single crochets across. Make sure you're in the next stitch. 1, 2, 3. Now grab your other leg, and again, make sure the toes are facing the body. And you're going to do, 6 single crochets through the leg and through the body. Sorry, I can't show this any better here. 1 through the leg, through the next stitch of the body. That's 2 through the leg, through the next stitch of the body. That's 3 through the leg and the next stitch of the body. That's 4 through the leg and the next stitch of the body. That's 5 through the leg and the next stitch of the body. That's 6. Then if you had the same amount on the other side as me, we should have 2 single crochets left, but you may have a totally different number here. 1 and 2. All right, let's tie these strings up too while we're here. So you're going to grab your 2 leg strings that you flip to the inside. If you forgot to, you can easily just use your darning needle now and put them on the inside. And we're just going to loosely tie a little knot just so they're kind of taut against the inside of the body. You don't want them too tight because you don't want them to pull together and squish your little legs together. And then we'll just give those a little trim just to keep the ends out of our way. And remember also, if you need to, add some stuffing. Row 40, we are going to do 3 single crochets, 1 decrease. Repeat that all the way around for a total of 24. 1, 2, 3, and a decrease for 4, 5, 6, 7, and a decrease for 8, 9, 10, 11, and a decrease for 12, 13, 14, 15, and a decrease for 16, 17, 18, 19, and a decrease for 20, 21, 22, 23, and a decrease for 24. Row 41, we are going to do 2 single crochets, 1 decrease. Repeat that all the way around for a total of 18. 1, 2, and a decrease for 3, 4, 5, and a decrease for 6, 7, 8, and a decrease for 9, 10, 11, and a decrease for 12, 13, 14, and a decrease for 15, 16, 17, and a decrease for 18. I'm going to add a little bit of stuffing now before my hole gets too closed. So you don't need the body quite as firm, and you want to make sure when you add your last bit of stuffing that this side is more on the flatter side on his bum, so he'll sit straight up instead of rolling over. Row 42, we are going to do 1 single crochet, 1 decrease. Repeat that all the way around for a total of 12, and make sure you don't catch your stuffing in your stitches as you go. So 1 and a decrease for 2, 3, and a decrease for 4, 5, and a decrease for 6, 7, and a decrease for 8, 9, and a decrease for 10, 11, and a decrease for 12. And row 43, we're going to do 6 decreases. 1 decrease, 2 decreases, 3 decreases, 4 decreases, 5 decreases, 6 decreases. And then you're just going to slip stitch into the next stitch. And then you'll tie that off, leaving yourself a little bit of a tail so that you can close that hole. All right, grab a darning needle. Whoops, I might as well take our stitch marker out now. We're going to thread on our tail. And now what we're going to do is we're going to weave in and out of these top loops of our last row. So just in and out. Then when you get back to your other side, you're just going to pull that nice and tight. Then I like to go into one of the next stitches, and then I'll tie my knot. And then just go down in the center and out the back somewhere, anywhere. And then give that a pull to bring that knot to the inside. And then we'll cut that off. And then let's deal with these little strings now on the arms. So it doesn't matter which one you start with, just grab one of your arm strings and we'll thread that on. And what you're going to do is you're going to come down right where your knot, where your last stitch of your arm is, where you attached your arm, and you're going to go in that hole, and you're just going to come out in the back center of the neck somewhere. Then you're going to take your other string and thread that on. Do the same thing. So you're just going in where that knot and your last stitch of your arm was attached. And you're going to come out in the same hole that your other arm string came out of. And we're going to give them one tie, keeping track of your ends so you know which side is which. Now I just wrap mine around the neck and I'm going to flip them over. And now you're just going to pull these ends and it's going to bring these knots in and kind of bring his arms forward. So just pull them to wherever you feel you want them. Just be careful not to break your yarn ends. And once you're happy with where they are, you're just going to tie them a couple of times to secure. Whoops. And then we'll thread those back on and hide them inside the body somewhere. So we'll just go back in that same hole and then out somewhere, anywhere. We'll give those a cut. All right, now we're going to do a little shaping of the eyes. So grab a matching skin color and we're going to thread that on. And we're just going to go somewhere in the center in the same row that we added the eye posts. We're going to come over and up right here. Try and get under the eye, but if you painted your eyes, be careful not to scratch them. Leave a little bit of yarn on one side for tying, and we're going to go around the eye. And if you are sewing your own eyes, you can still do this, but you'll just go from one stitch down to this stitch instead of looping it around the eye post. Then we're going to come down. So we went in there, we're going to come down a row, come back in, and we're going to come out on this other side over here to match this stitch. So right here, and I have a bit of a hole there, so I'm just going to try and grab a little bit of thread from underneath one of the stitches under the eye. Then I'm going to wrap around this eye. And again, if you made your own eyes, you're just going to go up a stitch instead of going around the post. And then we're going to come back in the center and out where we started. Now you're going to give that one tie. And you're going to pull your strings and kind of push your eyes down and together at the same time. Just to kind of bring them in and give him a bit of a kind of like poof between where his nose would be. And when you're happy with how close they are, you're just going to tie that once or twice. And then we'll put those ends in. We'll just go into that same hole where we knotted and come out the back somewhere. Then if you have a little bit of a hole here, you can just take your needle and make sure you're using a metal needle, or be very careful if you're using a plastic needle, because I have broke a needle doing this before. All right, now we're going to pin where we want to have the mouth. So we're going to find about where our center, where our eyes went in, and we're going to go down about 4 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is the line where the top of our mouth is going to start. So just try and decide where center is, and I think I'm going to go in a hole, not in a stitch. So I am in a hole, but if you're in a stitch, that's okay. And then we're going to count over about 8 or 9 holes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, there's 9. I'm going to do 8. And do the same thing on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just have a look. See if they match up. I think my one cheek here is a little fuller than the other, so I'm actually going to bring this over even though it's a different amount. Just, well, maybe it's okay there. Okay, so this is going to be the top corners of our mouth. And then we're going to go down from our center pin 2 rows. 1, 2, and that is where the bottom of our mouth is going to go. So it's going to come down around like this. So grab some, whatever yarn you're making your mouth. I went with black, so it's got a good contrast for my photos, but a dark green might look better. Same with the eyebrows. So I'm going to just start somewhere down kind of in between my where my stitches are going to start. So I'm going to come over to where I have this pin on this side. And of course you can go any way you want and do your mouth any way you want. Leave a piece of string here for tying. You're going to come across and you're going to go into where this pin is. I'm just going to mark that with my thumb. And now we're going to come down where our bottom pin is. You just have to excuse my flipping around. It's just a little easier for me to do it this way and keep it in the video frame. Okay, so bring that through. You're going to pull your mouth nice and tight. Just double check that you're happy with where it's ending on each side. Then you're going to come up under your mouth, around that mouth string. You're going to pull it down and you're going to come back into that same hole and come out where you started. So into that same hole and then out where you started. Then that's going to bring your little mouth down into a smile or smirk or whatever you want it. Just double check you're happy with it before you tie it. And now we're going to give it a tie. Don't pull this too tight because you don't want to change how your smile is right now. And then you're going to rethread those ends on. And you're going to put them out the back or somewhere. Oops, I didn't trim those ends. And you want to pull this gently, because again, you don't want to pull your mouth out of shape. So once you have that knot through, you just can gently pull out your ends. And I'm going to use my metal needle for this part. And then you're just going to kind of pull these stitches back into place. Let's cut these end things off. Now, don't pull this one too tight. Then if you have a little piece hanging out like this, you're just going to stick your needle in, swipe across, and then it'll disappear. All right, now we're going to do the nose. And I'm not super happy with how the nose turned out on my first one, so I'm going to put this one row higher. So my nose on this one will be down one more row from what I'm doing right now. So I'm just putting my nose right level with my eyes here. So this is the row we put our eye in. So 1, 2, I'm going to be putting it in this row right here. So if you want, you can mark that. That's a bit of a smaller nose. Oh, maybe I'll be happier with a smaller nose. So you're going to start anywhere just below where your nose is going to be. And mine is 1, 2, 3 stitches wide. Leave a little bit of string on the end for tying. And I'm just going to go around and around in these stitches just to make a bit of a puff for his nose. Oh yeah, maybe the smaller nose is the problem. Well, I guess we'll find out here. So I think my other nose might have been 4 stitches wide. Let's do one more time. And when I come out this time, I'm going to come out in the center so I can come down here and make that little line. So I want to come underneath my nose, but in the center. Hopefully that's the center. I think that's okay, pretty good. Then I'm just going to bring it down here where my mouth was, maybe on top of it, and come out where I started so I can tie that and put it out the back. Oop, we're a little crooked here. You might be able to fix that. And then we'll tie these and put them out the back. And again, don't pull this too tight because you don't want to change the shape of your nose. So if that knot is pulled through, just gently pull this out. Okay, I am much happier with that nose, so good. And then give that a little cut, and we'll scooch that little end in. All right, and then now for the eyebrows. Again, these can be in so many different places, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go up 1 row from the top of my eyes, and I'm just going to come on the insides, about right there. So I'm just on the inside. Actually, this one's a little, there we go. Just on the insides of where my eyes are. And we want about the same amount of yarn on each side, because then we can kind of play with what they're going to look like. So you can give them little droopy eyes, which I think are super cute, but it's not classic Grinch. So I'm going to give them little evil eyes. And when you're doing this, I'm just giving them one straight eye, but you could also give them a tiny little V up here, and it'll be a little more classic Grinch. All right, so let's put our needle back in. And we're gonna go over about 3 or 4 stitches and then up 2 rows, or however you prefer to do yours. So 1, 2, 3, I'm just a little ways on the outside of the eye. Then I'm going to go up 1, 2 rows, I think back here. And then I'm just going to come out. I did double it. I did do it twice on my first one, but I think I'm going to do a single one on this one. Yeah, I like that better. And then thread your other end, and now you're going to have to match this eyebrow to this eyebrow. So I went over 3 holes, 1, 2, 3, then I went up 2 rows, 1, 2, then I wasn't sure about that, and I went back a stitch. So let's have a check. Looks about even to me. And then you're just going to come out where you started. And don't pull too tight on your eyebrows, or you're going to change the shape a little bit. If they are uneven, you can give them a little tug to even them out. And then we'll just lightly tie that. And again, we'll put those out the back. And again, don't pull these too tight. As soon as your little knot's through, stop pulling, and then get your ends off. Fix that little hole. And then give those a cut. Again, don't pull too tight. We'll just swoop them away. All right, and now for the little tuft on top of his head. I'm just using all the scraps I cut off from the arms and all my ends and tails. My longest one is, let's see. Oops, maybe if I did it the right way. My longest one's about 9 inches. So I'm just gonna cut this right here. And then do I have one more that'll work? Yep. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I think I had 8. Here's another piece I can use. I'll probably have another one somewhere. Yep. So I've got about 8 pieces, about 9 inches long. And this is going to be way longer than I need. Seems like a lot, but I swear I did them all at one time. All right, so all you're gonna do is come down in the very center, and you can go around and put more on if you want, but I'm just doing mine one time. Come out through the center. I'm gonna grab all those pieces on my hook, pull them through. Hopefully they all come. Come on, I think I got them. And I'm just going to grab the centers of all those loops. Make sure I got them all. Whoops, I'm barely in the camera here. There's one more I can't get. And then I'm just going to grab all my ends, pinch them, and pull them through that loop. And then pull that nice and tight. Then I do take every single one and tighten them, just so that that big knot on the head isn't so big. I shouldn't have put this that way. Here we go. I don't know. Sorry, I always tend to get so messy at the end. It's like I'm almost done. Let's get through it. Usually I have stuff knocked over. I don't think I've actually knocked my pin cushion over yet, but I'm sure it'll happen yet. Those last 2. Did I miss one? I've missed one right there. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave like this for now, and then you're gonna, if you want to give them the frill, the little fuzzy trim, I just used 3 or 4 fingers, depending how long you want it to be and how easy you want it to be to attach. So I used 3 fingers, and there's 18 stitches around, so I'll do 18 for the neck, I'll do 8 for each arm, and then I'm going to do 12 for each leg. That's our stitch count, and you may need to do a couple extras because we are going in the round. Sometimes where the 2 rows meet, you might have to go and do a diagonal one. But let's get these cut first. So let's just do 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18-ish. And then you're just going to cut your end string. You're going to go in that center and you're going to cut down. And then I guess I could measure these 2. These are about 4, just a hair over 4 inches. And then all you're going to do, see, told you're getting to be a mess here. Oh well. So just like you did up on top, you'll use your hook to go in all these stitches around the neck. And then I went just above my decrease rows, so right kind of at the wrist before we did our 8 single crochets. So you can see there's a decrease right there. So I'm going to be going up and around here on the wrists for the arms, and then for the legs, here's my 2 decrease rows, and I'm just going to go up 1 more row. So I'll just do 1, and then I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to do all of the neck, legs, and arms. Then I'm going to show you what it looks like, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to split them all, and then I'll show you what that looks like, and then I'm going to brush them all, and I'll show you what that looks like. I will see you guys once I have all these attached. Alrighty, this is what he is going to look like if all you do is put the fringe around and then leave him like this. And if you want to give him twisty hair, we're just going to untwist each of our strands of yarn, and then we are going to, you just grab, mine have 4, yours will probably have 4 as well. 1, 2, 3, and then 4. And then you're just going to do that all the way around, and then I'm going to go do that to his whole body, and then I'll come back and give you a little look at what that looks like. Okie dokie, so this is what he will look like if you just leave him all little kinky haired. I can't really get his whole body in here. There we go. And then if you want to make him furry, I've got a couple little options. I do usually use this if I have a big area that I'm going to brush out. It's just a regular pet brush. The only thing with this one is when you're doing down in these little corners, it's really hard to not scrape the actual body stitching. So another thing I have is these little, I think they're paint scrapers or sanders. They're just in the paint section in a hardware store. Your dollar store may have them. I used the little silver one. This is a brass one, and then there was also a plastic one, which I don't know where that one is. So all you're going to do is you're just going to take your hair, and be very careful because these will poke you. You may want to have something between your project and what you're scraping. And you're just going to brush that out till it's all nice and fuzzy. So it will start to look like this. And then when I did the little creases, I just kind of went like this across them, very gently. And I slowly took a next section. You want to be very careful between the arm and the neck. And of course, I brushed it a lot more than this. Okay, I'm going to go do that, and then I will come back with my finished little guy. Okay, and then you guys have seen him when we did the other one, all brushed out. And there we go. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button and click that bell. Not only does that help me out, but you'll also be notified every time I load a new video, as well as any likes, shares, and comments are always appreciated. And don't forget to check down in the description below the video where I have the link to my Facebook craft page if you ever want to share anything you made with me. As well as a huge thank you to my super thanks friends who have left me a donation and are listed at the very end of this video. And as always, take care, be safe, and happy crocheting.